Hello everybody! If you're just catching this video, my name is Courtney with Minimally Enhanced, and today is our first day of our weekly lives, and I'm so excited to start doing this. I need a little bit more planning and scheduling in my life, and I'm hoping this is going to help me help you with lots of tips and tricks using your 3D makeup or your demi makeup. And if there's anything that you guys are wanting to know or learn or want to feature in one of our weekly lives, please comment below or send me a DM. I would absolutely love to touch on any topics that you're wanting some help with. So today we are going to be talking about how to use your makeup with glasses. And I have a few tips and tricks, whether you're using your 3D makeup or any makeup line that you are currently using at home. These tips will work great with that. So if you're hopping on, make sure you say hi, let me know what you're doing on the September long weekend, and otherwise we will get started. So when it comes to glasses, if you're a glasses wearer, you know that depending frame wise, if you're putting them on your face, you're going to cause and see a lot of shadowing, especially on the like lower under eye area, which is already oftentimes an area that people are a little bit more concerned about, just dark circles wise or like trough wise. So that's my first tip, is getting in there and brightening your under eye area. So today I already have my main foundation color on. If you're familiar with 3D, I have my main highlight and my contour and blush on. I've kind of skipped the eye area just so I can come in with a few of those tips that I have for you today. So my first tip is taking your brightener and really just kind of doing a good brighten of the eye. So you can take your brightening color, and what I like to do is take one that's closer to my main color. So if you have 3 highlights, you can use even just your main highlight shade and just kind of bring that into the under eye area and right along that kind of your dark bag or your above your trough if you have one of those. And I'm just feathering this on. This is the blend brush. I'm just using the small end, and I like to also bring this up, and I'm just going to kind of blend that over the top of my eye crease as well here today. So I have a lot of darkness on the inner part of my eye here, if you can see, so I'm brightening that up, and I'm also kind of blending away that dark circle so you can kind of see the difference here. And then what I like to do is take a little bit more of a brightener, and I like to tap that below my trough. So I'm bringing this almost right along the side of my nose and feathering it down, and I'm not even going into the under eye area. I'm just kind of blending this underneath. So because we're using the creams with this 3D foundation line, this is going to blend together so nicely and really bring a lot of brightness into the center part of your face, which is going to cause a lot of that brightness to show through under your glasses and under your frames if you're wearing like a really dark bold flame. I'm just kind of blending this down into the rest of my makeup I already have here. But as you can see, that's really already given us a lot of brightness into the eye area already. You can totally tell. So that is my first number 1 tip. Hi Leanne, thanks for popping on. So I'll just do the same thing on the other side. So I'm taking, and this is the trick I like to do, I'm taking like my main foundation color to basically cover those dark circles in my inner crease and actually my under eye bag there as well. Just need a little bit more here. Just tapping that on, and then I'll kind of blend that above over my eyelid, just whatever I have left. And then I like to go in, once I've kind of canceled that out, then I like to go in with some extra brightness and keep that below the kind of trough and up the sides of my nose. Here is how I like to brighten. So I'm not even, again, coming into that under eye bag there. So as you can see, that's left really lots of light and brightness and freshness for under the eye area. When I go to put on my glasses, you can see that that's kept a lot of that brightness there. I'm not getting any of that extra enhancing shadow over that already dark area on my under eye. So that's my number 1 tip. My next tip for doing your makeup with glasses is going to be really defining your brow. Doing your brows over top of your glasses is going to really kind of frame out the top edge of your glasses. So however you like to do your brows is what I suggest. If you like to do just like an eyeshadow fill, if you like to go in with a pencil, I have a hair in my eye, of course. Whatever you like to do, I'm going to show you guys how I like to do my brows. So I like to take our brow wax and the line brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit of the wax onto my brush, and I need to use a little bit of a mirror here too. So then I like to just brush up my brow hairs just to give me a little bit more volume. So I'm just using what I already have, and as you can see, even just like brushing that up gives me a little bit more definition without even really having to go in and fill. You can kind of see the difference one side to the other. So I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. I'm not like I wasn't a big brow person until I came across this brow wax, and brows just make such a difference to your face. That's like my number one tip to try if you're kind of wanting to get into makeup or start like a really basic routine. Do your brows, work on your brows, because that's going to make such a big difference in your definition of your face and your structure. So once I've lifted my brows up with a little bit of brow wax, then I like to take my contour. So I'm just going to take one of my contour colors on the edge of the line brush. It's just an angle brush. If you have an angle brush at home, you can use that. And then I just like to go in and kind of start from the beginning. I kind of want to get in here so you guys can see. And I'm just going to draw a few little hair-like strokes just to kind of fill in a little bit of my sparse areas. I'm not going for a full fill. I just like a really natural brow. And then you could also take and define kind of the bottom of your brow if you want a little extra definition there. And just short strokes. Doesn't need to be like one fluid motion. I find it a little bit easier to control that way. But I'm just kind of lightly filling in. And again, you can do this with an eyeshadow if you have an eyeshadow color that works good, or if you have a pomade at home that you like. Anything just to kind of give yourself a little bit more boost to those brows. You can kind of see that's really made a big difference to the shape of my face and how my eyes are already starting to be a little bit more defined. This brow is always a little bit awkward for me, so if I get concentrating and not talking, don't mind me. I always have to remind my perfectionist self that our brows are sisters, not twins, but I'm a little bit OCD, so try not to spend too much time fussing over them today. So I'm just kind of filling in the front and then kind of lining a little bit of the bottom, and then taking what's left on my brush and just filling through the rest of my brow. And this, again, like I said, I just like a little bit of a lightly defined natural brow. Nothing too bold for me, but if you like to do a bold brow, you totally, absolutely can. It'll make your glasses makeup stand out so much better. So again, we'll show you kind of the change. So we've brightened our under eye, we've really defined those brows. I'll just pop my glasses on so you guys can see already how nice and bright everything is still looking. My brows and the top part of my frames are super nice and defined. My face is actually looking super lifted just doing those brows. So those are my two big tips. And then next, when it comes to your eye makeup, there's a lot of options that you can do. If you have a bit of a smaller frame, like I find these are like a little bit more of a medium size. If you have a smaller frame, I would stick to going with a little bit more brightness in your eyeshadows, or if you have a larger frame, don't be afraid to go like with some bold colors. Try and stick away from like the dark shadows. So like a smoky eye will kind of make your eyes look really dark and shadowed underneath the frame, but you can play with like some really bold colors, lots of shimmers and things like that. Anything that's going to kind of really brighten the eye up. I'll show you a little trick that I like to do. If I have my eyeshadow brush here. So I'm just going to take our eyeshadow brush, the small domed end. I'm just going to dip into, why don't we use this? This is our, actually let's use this one. This is one of our new shadows. This is Venus. It's just like a light, kind of a berry champagne shimmer. So I'm just taking that on the domed end, and I'm just gonna pop that into the inner corner of the eye. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend that up. So this is gonna bring all that brightness to the inner tear duct, and that's really gonna brighten everything up in there too, and kind of hold that light and shimmer that we do get through our glasses frames. So I'm just blending that up onto my lid as well. You don't have to. If you want to just keep that in the inner corner, you totally can. Same thing on the other side. This is just gonna brighten everything up in here. I love popping a little bit of shimmer into the inner corner of my eye. It just makes me look so much more awake. Hello everyone, say hi when you hop on. Okay, so there we added a little pop of shimmer to the inner corner. If you like to do a little bit of a liner, you totally can with your glasses. That will really kind of define everything as well. So we can go in, I'll use my Cola Contour here. I love using my Cola Contour color for lining. So this is Cola here, it's one of our darkest colors. I'm just gonna use the multitasker brush, take a little bit on the small end, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a line, hopefully I don't block you guys, just on the outer corner of my eye. So this is gonna, again, kind of give your eye a little bit more definition through those frames to kind of really, if I just do a little flick on the end there too, just to kind of really boost those features so they kind of stand out from your glasses. So again, this is Cola Contour, just on the multitasker brush. And I just like to keep my liner on the outside of my eye. This is just personal preference. Again, you can take these tips and tricks and use them however you prefer to do your makeup. Need a little bit more on this side. There we go. So just a little bit of liner to the outside of the eyes. Again, just gives a little bit of lift. You have that brightener in the center. So I like to just do something simple like that for my shadow. You can do some bold colors if you like. Like I said, try and stick away from like the dark colors if you're wearing your glasses. There's no rules to makeup, so if you want to wear a smoky eye behind your glasses, you totally can, but it'll just keep everything a lot brighter. I'm just touching a little bit of my illuminator under my brow bone here. Again, keeping as much brightness as we can when we're wearing our glasses. Awesome. So everything is looking great there. And then another big tip for wearing your glasses is curling your lashes and putting on a good coat of mascara. So I'm gonna do that, and that is just gonna open your eye up even more. So if you're catching the theme here, doing your makeup with glasses, you want to keep everything bright and you want to keep everything lifted and opened, because you're putting some frames over your eye area that's going to cause a lot of shadowing and a lot of darkness to start with. So you want to keep everything behind those frames nice and open and lifted. And I haven't said anything under my makeup here, so I'm just kind of re-blending this out. Okay, I'm playing around with this Essence mascara, trying a few mascaras for you guys. I really like the brush on this one. I find it gives a little bit of separation. I am finding that it is having a little bit of like transfer during the day to my under eye area, but I haven't really given it a good go for it yet. So if you guys have any good mascara suggestions that you are liking these days, let me know in the comments. I love trying out new ones, but it just gives a little lift and it just separates the lashes really well. So I'm happy with this one so far. It's like $4 from Shoppers, so can't really go wrong with that either. So just giving yourself a good 1 or 2 coats of mascara. If you want to do a little bit on the bottom lashes, you totally can. Personal preference that way as well. Awesome. Okay. And then my last tip is making sure that you set your I like to set my under eye area, and I'm gonna set the kind of insides of my nose where your nose pads are gonna sit, because then you're gonna lose a little bit of that product just rubbing off your nose pads, because obviously when you're I'm just touching this up a little bit here. Obviously, when your glasses are going to rub onto your cream makeup, if you don't set it, that's going to pull your makeup off eventually during the day. So you want to make sure that you set your, I'm just going to cover this little melasma spot there too. It's bothering me. Okay. So I'm going to take our, I'll take our Vanilla Dust actually. So I'm going to take our Vanilla Dust setting powder, and I'll show you what you can do, because I like to use a little bit of a loose powder here. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera here, you guys. I like to use a little bit of a loose powder, so you can use any one. Like Coty Airspun is a really nice loose powder to use. Laura Mercier has some nice ones. I think MAC has a really nice one too. For this, I like to use powder, a loose powder. So I'm going to take, I don't know where my spoolie went here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take my spoolie, and I'm actually going to scrape a little bit of my Vanilla Dust into like a bit of a powder, and then I'm just going to take that on my brush to set my nose pads and my under eyes. So I'm going to take a good set into the inner corner where your glasses are going to sit on your nose, and then anywhere you kind of brightened, I'm bringing that all along. You can kind of look up to stretch out that skin there, and I'm just pressing this in. You can kind of see I'm just pressing that along all of that brightened area, so all of that holds throughout the day. Same thing here, press where those glasses are going to sit, and then bringing that all along where we put that extra brightener under the eye, or where you typically conceal. If that makes sense to you. I'm going to bring a little bit up into my forehead and my chin because I get a little bit oily there during the day as well. So there, everything's looking nice and bright. And then when we pop those glasses on, you can see everything is still looking very bright, and the eye is looking very open, and you're going to have a little bit more staying power during the day because we've powdered those nose pads there as well. So I hope that this helped you guys, and if you guys try any of these tricks, please let me know. And if you have anybody in your friends or family circle that you know would totally benefit from a few of these tips, don't be afraid to share this video with them or tag them in the comments below. I would absolutely love a share. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for some weekly videos that you want to learn about, whether it be with 3D makeup or any makeup tips that you're looking for, let me know. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your long weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye!